the cheese with me.
Jaxel's
I
apparently.
don't feel like going all the way up
Go
there.
to the fridge, get cheese.
Do I need cheese though?
Yeah.
So do I just put the sticky side?
You just
like
rub cheese on your mouth.
You need cheese.
Looking nice and cheesy.
Okay, actually coach me through it.
Alright. Okay, so Jesus, why am I running at such low FPS? Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today I'm actually going to be doing a tutorial, which is something that I don't usually do. Why do I keep disappearing? So today I'm going to be teaching you how to drag click. Now before we go to the drag clicking methods and all that stuff with tape and stuff, I'm just going to say right now you can pretty much drag click with any mouse possible. You can literally drag click with almost every mouse. The only mouse I think you can't drag click is probably like Office mouse and stuff like that. But you can try, you can at least get like 5 CPS with it. But today we're going to be trying to drag click like 20 or 15 CPS with 2 different kinds of mouse, and seeing what methods work more and what don't work at all. So yeah, I hope you enjoy and let's get into the drag clicking. So if you could see on the right bottom screen, I have a mouse cam, and this mouse cam is a bit different than my other mouse cams. It's kind of like to the side more, because I want you to focus on like the right side more than like, I'm not going to teach you how to drag click on the left side, because some places you can get banned for that, and I don't want you to get banned. Because like, usually people don't drag click to PvP, they usually drag click to like bridge and stuff. So yeah, that's what kind of drag click I'm going to be teaching you how to do. Now, I don't exactly know how to drag click in like Moonwalk, but I do know how to drag click, and that's what I'm going to be teaching you how to do today. This mouse cam is kind of like on the side, so it's more just like, you could see just the one side of the mouse, and I feel like it's better that way. So yeah, so here I have the Glorious Model O, the like mouse that I use, my main mouse basically. And a lot of people thought that you couldn't drag click with this mouse, but you actually can. It is possible. So yeah, I'm going to be teaching you first how to drag click with just the mouse itself with the Glorious Model O. So this is just the mouse, there's nothing else with it, it's just the mouse. So before you start drag clicking, you want to make sure like the temperature of the room is right. Like if it's freezing cold in your room, you're not going to be able to do it. If it's like super hot in your room, you're not going to be able to do it. It has to be like not too cold, but like just a little bit hot, so you have that kind of like almost sweat on your fingers, but not like, I don't know how to say it, okay? Basically, like, it needs to be the right temperature, so make sure it's just not too cold or too hot in your room. Like, if you're full on sweating and there's, like, sweat dripping from your face, you're not gonna be able to do it, okay? Go do it somewhere else where it's not, like, really hot. So, I'm gonna drag click first with nothing at all but the mouse. And there's actually different ways to drag click. The usual one that I do, sometimes you hear me doing it in like VCs or something, is I lift my entire hand off the mouse and I just drag my finger across, and I usually get like 7 to 8 CPS with it. Now because of this I can't bridge because the mouse moves on its own. I don't really have control of the mouse, and as you can see it keeps going up because I'm slightly moving the mouse. So that's just a drag click I do to like practice or something, or to look cool in VCs. But if you want to actually try to drag click to bridge, you're going to want to have your entire hand on the mouse. And the way to do this is I would put your thumb and your ring finger and your pinky on the sides of the mouse like this. So once you have your fingers like this, your only fingers that should be active are your pointer finger and your middle finger. Now I recommend drag clicking on the right side with your middle finger because it's just the biggest, and on the right side you have your, like, the 2 fingers, it's the middle fingers on the right side and the pointer fingers on the left side. You get what I mean, okay? Now you're just gonna want to drag across your finger, like this. Now I'm only getting like 3 CPS, and that's because it's very difficult to do this way if you don't do like the right things for it. And that's where the tape comes in. So before I get to the tape, there's another way of doing this where I just put my palm on the mouse itself and just drag click like this. So like I feel like this is very hard to do because it's almost like jitter clicking this way. Like you have to jitter your entire hand, not just your one finger. And I do it like that. It is possible to do this way. I'm going to show you how to do it right now. But I sometimes do it like this. I think it's the easiest way to keep control of the mouse, but still drag click a good amount of CPS. So now we're going to get to the tape. Now, a lot of people joke with tape, like, oh, you gotta have tape for drag clicking. You don't actually need to have tape for drag clicking. Like, I can drag click a good amount of CPS without tape. But it gets you like 5 more CPS with tape, if not even more. So first, I'm gonna show you just how to put the tape on the mouse with drag clicking. And then I'm gonna show you how to do it with putting the tape on it and then taking it off. So for this tape, I'm using like this kind of tape. I don't know what this tape is called, but it's like the papery kind of tape, but it's like sticky. So with this tape, you can actually drag click your finger on the thing. If you like drag your finger on the tape itself, you can kind of like see that you're drag clicking a bit. So I'm just gonna take a little piece of tape off this and put it on the right side of the mouse. Now that you have the piece of tape on the mouse, you actually get a lot more CPS than I thought you would. So without putting my entire hand on it, I get around 15 to 17 CPS. Yeah, it actually works. With your hand on the mouse, I get around 13 to 12 CPS. And like this, with just your palm, I get around 10 CPS. Which isn't a lot, but it's enough to bridge, put it that way. If you don't know how much CPS you need to bridge, it's around 12 to 13. So you're good with that. That's the ways to drag click with the tape on the mouse. I usually keep the tape on the mouse a lot. I kept it on a lot. So this is what I do in VCs. I'll just do this randomly in the game and get like almost 20 CPS with it. So yeah, if you want to drag click like that, this is a very good method to do it like this. But if you don't want your tape on the mouse, I'm going to show you how to do it without the tape fully on the mouse. So for this, you don't want to use the same tape you had on the mouse because it's already taken off all the stickiness. So get a new piece of tape for this. Alright, you're going to want to fold the piece of tape up like this or something. I don't know, I feel like this is easier. You want to take your piece of tape and like slide it across like this. You can also just stick it, but I recommend sliding it across because it's more effective that way. Once you have that done, you want to take another piece of tape and you're going to want to stick it on your finger. And once you have both of those things done, you can successfully drag click a good amount of CPS. Without my hand on the mouse, I get less CPS than I do with the tape, but it is more than I do without the tape at all. With my hand on the mouse, I get around 11 maybe at the top. And with my palm just on the mouse, I get around the same thing. So this isn't really effective as other techniques, but it works. So the most effective that I've had out of all these things is to put the tape on the mouse itself and drag click with the tape on the mouse. So that's what I recommend. So now we know we could drag click with the Model O, but can you drag click with other mice? So I personally looked up what a good drag clicking mouse was. I knew how to drag click, I just didn't have the right mouse for it. So I looked up what the best drag clicking mouse was, and I got this. Now I looked up this mouse on Amazon first, and it went for $189. Now I wasn't about to spend that much just to do one clicking method on a mouse, okay? And I encourage you not to do that either. Like, if I know you really want to do it, but don't do it, okay? It's a waste of money for anything. And I actually did the calculations that my monitor, mic, and mouse all cost just the same amount as for the one mouse. Like, that's insane. Like, you can get so much more for that money than just a mouse. Unless you're really dedicated for that, I mean, go ahead, you could do it. So then, I didn't give up there. I looked up the same mouse on a store website that is near me called Micro Center. This store sells a lot of gaming products, like way too much, and they pretty much have every single gaming product there. So I looked it up, and they actually didn't have the exact mouse that I was looking for. They had a different version of it, and it went for around $80. Now, I still wasn't about to spend $80 on a mouse, okay? It's just too much money, okay? So, yeah, I pretty much gave up there. So instead, I went to the, like, rip-off versions of the mouse. Like, it looks exactly like it, but it's actually just, like, $12 or something, and it's a complete rip-off of it. Now, I was about to buy one of them, but then I thought, wait a minute, I already have one of them. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The $5 mouse. We're bringing it back. The $5 mouse and its crappy sensitivity. Yes, this mouse right here is $5. If you don't know where I got this mouse from, I got it from Five Below, and it's featured in this video here with my $5 gaming. That completely blew up. So I'm bringing it back for drag clicking. So if you don't know what this mouse is, it is very light, like extremely light, and the keys are all plastic. Now, a good drag clicking mouse is good for rubber. Rubber is very good for drag clicking. While the Model O is plastic as well, it's a very dense kind of plastic, so it's good for drag clicking. While this is just completely cheap, light plastic that you can literally find anywhere. And believe it or not, it can almost click 20 CPS. Yeah, you heard me right. You can click almost 20 CPS with a $5 mouse. So yeah, don't go buying like a $180 mouse. No, okay? You just need this one, okay? So let's do the same amount of tests that I did with the Model O on this mouse here. So first, this is with no tape whatsoever. I'm trying to rub off the stickiness that I had from the other tape. So yeah, this is with fully just no hand on the mouse at all. Now the problem with this mouse is that it doesn't exactly register all the clicks. So while you could still hear it, it just doesn't register all the clicks. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So with just my hand not on the mouse, I get the top 10 CPS maybe. But I'm going to try it with my hand on the mouse. And I get maybe a top of 11 CPS. Now I'm going to try it with just my palm on the mouse. And I get maybe a top of 12 to 11 CPS. So there's just the mouse itself, and now we're going to try the tape methods. So now we have a piece of tape on the mouse, and I'm going to try to drag click with all the methods with this. First, no hand on the mouse. And I get a top of 7 CPS. With my hand on the mouse, I get a top of like 6 CPS. And with my palm on the mouse, I got a top of 11 CPS. Now, you're probably wondering, where the hell is this 20 CPS coming from? Well, that goes with the last method. And that is, you're sticking the tape on the mouse. So once again, for this, you're going to grab a new piece of tape, not the one that you put on the mouse itself. Now I'm going to drag it on the mouse. And take another piece of tape and put it on your finger. And once you have that done, let's do the testing. So, without my hand on the mouse, it's actually too sticky to do that, so I get around 3 to 4 CPS. Now with my hand on the mouse, I get around 16 to 17 CPS. Now this is probably the best method to do with this mouse, is to go like this and just drag it and drag it. Now I did get 20 CPS before, but I'm not seeming to get this now. So almost 20 CPS. You could probably get it if you know how to drag click. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is how to drag click on 2 different types of mice. Now, I went from almost the best kind of mice or mouse out there to a $5 mouse. That's gotta say something, okay? If you can drag click with this mouse that cost $5, you could pretty much drag click with almost every single mouse. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll probably be doing more tutorials like butterfly clicking and jitter clicking in future videos. So if you want to see those, make sure to subscribe, and yeah, I post a lot of content. But thank you for watching, and goodbye.